Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Going into part 2 of today's episode of Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation. Elf, you're still tiny. It's so good.
God damn it!
Did you ever play Kobold? All right. So, I think given the economics of the situation, that your dear friend, Wakanga, is willing to offer you 200 pieces of gold for this particular scroll. 200 pieces of gold. So he says to you, for a scroll of magic such as this, I would be happy to give you 200 gold. Now, if instead you wished to exchange it for goods from my shop, I would be happy to give you store credit in the amount of 300 gold.
Okay. I think we should do that, though. I don't want to make... I thought a spell scroll of 5th level was on the rare table, which is 500 to 5,000.
Yeah, dude, but you can't use it, and the higher the level, yes, the more powerful the magic, but the less likely he's going to be able to sell it.
That's true.
He's like, okay. Great, thanks for this 5th level spell scroll no one will be able to buy.
So I tell you what we'll do, because it's probably going to take quite a long time to go through. Do you have a list of what spell scrolls he has, or does he just have spell scrolls up to a certain level?
It says he just has spell scrolls of up to a certain level at a certain price.
Okay, if you give us those, I'm happy to, while we're doing more RP in the city, to pick things if the rest of the party's happy for me to make a list of like contingency spells.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
want a slow fall one. Malik wants a slow fall spell scroll if he's allowed to get.
Okay, that's fair.
Like he said to Little Fox, not leaving that to chance again. And just things like that we don't want to waste our spell slots on, but will be incredibly useful in specific situations.
So yeah.
Does slow fall work on everyone? Or is it done to a single person?
It will be ones that you can cast on other people.
No, I mean, is it a one-to-one spell? Like one person casts it on one person, or?
You can cast spell scrolls on other people.
Well, anyways,
it might be one person at a time.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it depends.
Yes, you should do that. That seems totally reasonable, Dave, and I think that's a fair way.
Yeah, because otherwise it takes quite a long time to go through the amount of spells we have available to us and work them out.
Because the only other thing that would be good would be if we could buy like something magic that gives better armor class or a +1 weapon, right? Those are, in terms of like my character's goals for shit to get. Like,
I mean, basically the same. Like, better equipment is the only thing that I can.
But I have no idea how much that kind of thing would cost.
And I'm already rocking the fantastic von Saberberg saber, so it's fine.
Okay, so I guess we want to ask that first, because for Ishi you use Dex, but for Arcturus, one of the most powerful things that we're going to be able to get with gold is aiming for that plate armor, which we can't get really particularly soon, but we do want to save towards. But like I say, we're getting an option of having stuff that's worth more than it's worth in gold. So I'm happy to
yeah, I'm just kind of curious what our options are. But so Adam, sorry.
Yes.
What all does Wakanga carry?
I mean, the game module doesn't specify exactly what scrolls he has, but it just says he will help them as best he can, including selling them minor magic items. He has uncommon and common potions. He has 1st and 2nd level spell scrolls. So I think like if you need a 1st or 2nd level spell, you can.
Yeah, we can buy it.
You can buy it here.
What constitutes a minor magic item? I know we're getting into some like deep.
That's it. Those four things.
Okay, those are the minor magic.
Uncommon
items.
and common potions, 1st level and 2nd level spell scrolls.
Great. Cool. Well, then let's buy that stuff with the store credit. That seems like our
You could buy
best bet.
3 first level spell scrolls with the credit if you trade them for that 5th one.
Okay, is it 100 for a first level and
Yeah, and
200?
it's 100 for a first level and 550 for a second level.
Okay, I'll have a real quick look then.
This guy is lowballing the shit out of us right now.
He's the only person in town that sells these things.
Right.
And he pays his
Hey.
tithes to Joaquin.
Mhm.
Hey, so side note, I rolled a sleight of hand check while all that conversation was going on.
I saw that. You gotta
She
be
got a
careful.
14.
You're gonna fail one of these, and then he's gonna catch you, and he's gonna be real pissed.
Yeah,
My
Because
passive
he's
perception
not stupid, right? And
was-
every time you show up, something goes missing.
I don't notice because my passive perception is a 13.
All right. 1 to 3. Yeah, anyone with a passive perception of 14 or higher notices Ishi doing this.
Yeah, you beat mine by 1,
Yep.
Elf, and you are lucky you did, because also if Little Fox
All right, so
she
1
would
to
beat
3, it's a
the tar out
potion of
you.
climbing. And then 4, 5, and 6, it's a potion of healing.
yes.
Okay, you get a potion of climbing.
Sweet.
Put it on your sheet.
This is the part where I imbibe it and then climb up to the display cases.
Like he wouldn't notice.
You're like,
me
I'm gonna come
trying.
back when I got some rogue levels.
yeah.
Okay, so,
All right, so
are
what's
we
next
just?
in town?
We're basically like Dave is gonna look at what the best scrolls would be, and then we're just gonna go to the next place.
Yeah, we're
Um,
going to assume that we do the trade first credit, and
So
Yeah,
if
I'm
we're
just
going
wondering.
back into the jungle,
Mhm.
we were very low on rations last time,
I'm going to pack twice as much food as last time.
and we're going farther this time. No matter where we're going, it's farther than Firefinger.
Hey, hold on, wait. We got some things to do here first.
I know. I'm just saying in
Oh,
terms of
okay,
like
we're
things to
just-
buy.
Yeah.
So
Also, sorry, one last thing is that Dave, for you, I was started eating your rations while I was carrying you
Right.
back. So we ate 6 out of 19 of your rations and all of mine.
Right, and then everybody assume because we elided the other like 3 days or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, cut the rations down.
So
Yeah,
we
it was 4 days. There's 4 additional days worth of like ration time.
Can
so
I
we
like
spent
make
14 out of your 19, Dave.
Can I make a survival roll to see if I fed myself those days or if I needed to do the rations?
Yeah.
Let's just say that all the rations are gone and that we made it back. and that we don't
No,
need to
that's
do
money.
anything else.
I don't have that much money.
The rations are cheap.
I'm gonna
So
see if
so
I-
apparently he's Arcturus. Yeah, go make a survival check.
with guidance. Oh, it doesn't matter. I
Okay,
did
yeah, that's
con,
fine. You
and
didn't
then
have
a
to-
con.
Yeah, you didn't have to spend those.
Oh well, I would have recovered the next morning anyway. So. Or lesser restored myself. I don't think a con save is necessary unless there's worse.
No,
symptoms.
don't worry about it. It's fine. We can elide all that stuff.
Okay, so I fed myself and still have 5 rations.
Yes. Okay. So what else do you want to do in Port Nyanzaru? Do you want to go back to the Temple of Saris and ask that dude
I
about
was
the
gonna
deeds?
ask the Temple Savers guys, yeah,
Okay.
about
Who goes there? Just you and Little Fox, everybody.
Does everybody want to come? I mean, she basically goes like, "Well, last time I was here, there was a group of ruffians, and they were being rude to the priests, and I want to find them."
I do owe the priests of Severus gratitude for keeping me safe while I recovered. Well, them and Little Fox, of course. I'd be happy to come along.
Okay.
I'm totally down with going to see the temples.
Okay, it looks like we've got the whole
gang.
crew, unless Little Fox is doing something else. But
Quick rules question, Adam. Do you require the components of a spell?
No, because you use the components when you when you create the scroll.
Okay. Because I'm looking at identify, but you've previously allowed us to just learn what they are.
Yeah, because that's the rule. Identify is you don't have to take a short or a long rest to identify a magic item.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
identify is
which-
way less useful in this than previous editions because all you have to do is just like fondle an item for an hour and then you know what its deal is.
Right. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Continue.
No,
I
it's
just
okay.
wanted to check while I'm doing my side stuff.
Sure. So, well, I mean, we can do something else if you're not going to be, if you're doing homework, you're not going to be able to be present for the scene at the temple, right? So, if you want to just put that
Okay,
aside
I've
for
chosen
now.
the three. I've chosen the three anyway.
All right, what scrolls did you take?
I would like to take scroll of Featherfall, a scroll of Bless, and a scroll of Unseen Servant.
Okay, so bless is for Arcturus.
Anybody can use a spell scroll, but
No,
yeah.
this is a conversation that came up. It has to be on your list to use it. If it's not on your list, that's why we sold this scroll. You can read it,
Okay,
but you can't use it.
Not Unseen Servant then, because none of us can cast that.
Yeah. I know it's confusing, but no, that's how it is. You can figure out what it is, but it has to be on your list to be able to activate it.
No, neither of us can use five.
So, but we are getting bless because I can
Bless is good.
And that if it's on a spell scroll, it doesn't require concentration, or it still does.
It does, yes.
Does, yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't cost a spell slot or anything.
No, exactly. It's an
It
item
takes
you
an
can
action
use.
to read.
Yep. Use an item.
Can you cast another first or second level spell?
Only if they're a bonus action.
But like it's not subject to the rules.
You're
of
you're not
being able-
casting a spell. You're using an item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Picking another one now.
Okay, but anyway, we're going to the Temple of Savras to check out where that one guy might be if he's harassing them more. Is that what this is? Red side quest time?
That's my plan. I want to follow up on Red Side Quest.
Well, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm going to get Silent Image as the third one.
Okay. All right.
Bless is on yours. I'll take the other two.
I'll put it on my scroll of bless, not just scroll.
Yep.
Got it.
Not just magic scroll.
Okay, so we'll look up the like specifics
Yeah.
stuff for scrolls when it comes to it. It may actually be still casting a spell, even though use an item is like its own thing, but whatever. Okay, all right. So we return to the temple of Savras, the great eye looking skyward, and it's much quieter than the temple of Joaquin. There is a sort of library feel to the area, and it's surrounded by the villas of the various merchant princes and other rich folk of the city.
She finds looking for the same cleric from last time.
The grandfather's Tembe.
Yeah, the one that like Malik was talking to before.
Yes, that the guy that was being hassled by the dudes. He's the head priest.
So I'm looking for that guy.
Okay. Yeah. So there's I mean, he's busy. He's got stuff going on. So you're talking to a woman. She's wearing the robes of an acolyte. She's the first person that you talk to when you come in. And she sees the group of you come in, and and she approaches and she says,
Yes, I was hoping to speak to Father Stembe about some people that were harassing you some weeks ago.
She makes a series of faces, and then she says, Grandfather Zitembe is very busy. Maybe I could help you with something. You were looking for men?
Yes. I was here some time ago. You may remember me. Ishi Snaggletooth, very famous kobold about town. But what I'm trying to figure out is there was a man and several other unsavory individuals who exited this place when I was entering, and ran into, some of the brothers and sisters. I don't know, but it caused some trouble here. And I followed them out to try and deal with that trouble last time. But they had me significantly at a numbers disadvantage, you understand. So I couldn't teach them the lesson that they deserved. And my plan is to teach them that lesson now that I'm back.
She blinks at you a couple of times, and she nods. And so she's youngish. She's probably like late teens, like early 20s. A young acolyte. very, very dark skin. She's Chultan. She's her hair cut short. And she's wearing like the simple robes. And so she kind of blinks at you, these big pale eyes. She says, I do not know what you are talking about, but I could find Grandfather Zitembe for you, but... And she like looks at you and your friends, and she says, may I ask you something first?
Of course.
You are explorers? Adventurers, going into the jungle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have had a dream of something strange going on in the jungle, something I think might be dangerous. I have spoken with the other priests, and they suggested that I seek out someone like you, not a kobold, but adventurers, and now here you are. Perhaps you can help me?
It is distinctly possible, certainly.
I have gold I could give you in exchange for your service. I understand that's how these things work.
Yes, it is definitely how these things work. I want yes, gold up front, of course.
And so she nods and she says, my name is Inete, and she like reaches her hand out, I guess, down to like shake your hand.
Ishi, snaggletooth.
She shakes your hand and she says, I have had a dream of, I think, wizards. Strange tattooed men and women, bald, all of them, not from Chult, light skin, but not, and she's kind of like, she's like, not like, and then she looks at the group of you and you're all like, aside from Malik, like not humans and not the right ethnicity. And so she shrugs, she says, they, I think, come from the north, but I saw them in the jungle somewhere. I think I recognized the landscape. The Aldani, it's a basin in the jungle. They are up to no good, I think. This vision from Savras, maybe you can investigate for me.
Do you know where this place is in the jungle?
Do you have a map?
I do, actually.
Okay. Who's carrying the map?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, I have a map of the city. I don't have a map of the jungle. So
He does.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the player's map of Chult. She takes it and she looks at it, and she says, "Let me find it for you. Where is the Aldani Basin on here? There it is. I think down there somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So she points here on your map.
Aldani Basin.
Yeah.
And what was this? She had a vision of wizards?
She thinks they're wizards. Yeah.
Okay, so the Aldani Basin.
They're not on the coast though.
Well, I mean, if you follow the River Soshan Star, it might go all the way in there, right? South of Camp Vengeance.
Aldani Basin, northern wizards, in quotation mark.
Yeah.
I will put that on the quest log.
A quick question,
Yes.
if you don't mind. If you remember back to your dream, it can be indicative of the kind of person that we would be looking for. If you remembered what color robes they were wearing.
She says they were all dressed in crimson or scarlet.
Malik nods knowingly.
Robes the color of blood. They looked like they were up to some nasty wizard business.
That does not surprise me at all. I have some knowledge from my travels of this particular group. It seems you've received an ill omen indeed.
So she looks at you concerned. She says, "You think these wizards are plotting something? Is the city in danger?"
It is hard to say what their reach is going to be, though they are typically up to no good.
What's wrong with red anyway? Grumble, grumble.
It depends how, well, you know how spellcasters are. If they have a a grand or powerful wizard than the city itself, if not some other nefarious deed. Though finding out, I'm sure, would be for the good of everyone here.
She says, a traveler from some time ago told me that you must fight fire with fire, but I do not understand how that does anything but create more fire. We have wizards, certainly spellcasters among our ranks, but I don't know. I will give you gold. You will find out what they are up to for us.
We will, and this is, to be clear, you would like us to find out, not necessarily deal with the problem. If you have your own wizards and your own way of dealing with these things.
She shakes her head and she's like, I don't know. I need more information. If you were to tell us what was going on, I could tell Grandfather Zatembe and he would know what to do. Which is why you are here in the first place. I'm sorry, I'm holding you up from your errand.
It's fine. This is another errand to add to the list of heroic and adventurous things that we are all about, and so forth. If we could speak to the grandfather.
Yes, of course. I will get him, and she leaves to fetch him. So sometime later, we fade over to you in a like an office, like a quieter space, and there are books piled up everywhere. There's a globe kind of off to one side, a big wooden desk, and you were with Grandfather Zatembe in this room. And
Okay, let me try this again. Grandfather, do you remember the men that were around last time I was here, like a few weeks ago?
So Grandfather Zatembe is an old Chultan man. He has a short, curly, gray beard. He's bald, but wears a little like cap on the top of his head. Dressed all in very deep blue and silver robes. His robes have little silver eyes stitched into it, and they seem to be like quite expensive looking. He carries himself with a quiet, sort of sagely quality, and takes his time when he answers questions.
Ishi, on the other hand, is entirely impatient.
So he thinks for a moment, and he says, I remember the men you speak of. They were here 2 weeks ago, harassing me about someone that they were looking for. They came demanding that I scry this person out. But we are not here to surveil the citizens of the port. I told them to take their grim business elsewhere. I remember these men.
I don't suppose you remember who they are.
I did not think to ask their name. I simply wanted them gone.
Or where to find them.
Why would I want to find such ruffians?
Well, I'll tell you why I want to find them, and then we can decide if we have a similar kind of idea of what would be a good idea with these kind of people. You said they're up to no good, and that they're ruffians, and that they're generally not very nice.
He nods. Yes, they were very rude to me.
Yes, I agree that they were very rude to me as well. And as such, I've decided to take it upon myself to figure out what kind of horrible things they're doing and stop them from doing those things.
And he takes a moment and like really like looks at all of you and like sort of takes you in, and he says, so you plan to kill these men?
That's not what I said, but maybe.
Do not take this the wrong way, but you look like the killing type.
I am quite good at it, yes.
A shame. He shakes his head and says, it is a tragedy to kill. Robs the world of knowledge.
If I may, Grandfather, perhaps it is a difference of culture, but There are many things in this world that require you to be able to defend yourself, to kill others, to continue on in your goals.
And he shakes his head and he says, I defended myself fine from those hooligans. I told them to be gone, and they were, and have not bothered me since. You are an echo of that trouble.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
afraid, Ishi, he sounds like he's right on this. It's simply a grudge that we're following up on at this point if he doesn't wish to.
I guess if they didn't really cause you any trouble, then fine. I was hoping I could be, all heroic and stuff.
And
Yeah,
he says to you, you do not have to go seeking heroic deeds, little kobold. If you are a hero, the gods will give you opportunity to prove it.
Mostly the gods give me, like, boot heels in my direction and other stuff like that. I gotta go looking for this kind of thing.
The greatest heroes Toriel has seen have come from humble beginnings. Even Elminster was an apprentice once.
Oh! While I have your attention, grandfather, since you don't want me to follow up on this business, then fine, I'll leave it. Unless I run into them again, in which case they're mine. But I'm wondering if you know anything about the dragon on this island. By the way, there's a dragon.
He scratches his chin and he says, well, technically, it is a peninsula.
Fair.
But yeah, let me take a look for such things. And we'll
Might
see.
as well learn some new things while we're here, since Grandpa doesn't want to give me the location of Red Side Quest.
This is Red Side Quest 2. Dragon Boogaloo. Let me see. Where would the information on such a creature be? It's not a dragon, it's a peninsula. Let me take a quick look here. So this thing is called Sindalock. I wish I could spell its name properly. But I sure can't. I remember reading it somewhere, but I'm not sure where in the adventure. Here we go. Oh, it's Sindalore. That's why. Okay. Okay. So let me take a look at my map. He says he says to you, well, it is important to seek knowledge, but as the teachings say, all knowledge comes at a price.
we were actually just speaking to one of your acolytes about a task. Perhaps with this accomplished, we might talk again.
He says, yes, Inete, she's very preoccupied with this dream she had. Thayans, I think she thinks she has seen. I am not so sure.
Well, it behooves the safety of the city and all its inhabitants that we check it out. Like you say, like my small friend says, heroic deeds or something along those lines. But now that I've heard of this, I certainly wouldn't want to leave it unattended.
He says,
That doesn't sound as good coming from you. I think it's better when I say it.
you are looking into very dangerous matters, balanced as you are between a dragon and potentially red wizards. I think you have a death wish, my friends. But so many that come here seeking glory in the jungles.
I mean, technically I'm doing this so that I'm not arrested, but, it's fine.
Listen, I'm legally obligated to deal with this shit, so yeah, he says to you, like, yeah, all knowledge comes at a price. So
How about we do the thing for your acolyte, and then you tell us about the dragon for free?
he says,
That's what Malik asked before. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, Malik, make a persuade check and do so with advantage.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I got a 12. He says to you, he says, if you can discover the nature of Yunete's dream, I think I could see fit to point you in the direction of the entity you are seeking. Though it does not do my heart any good to send you to your death, perhaps you are more dangerous than you look.
My people and dragons would get along really well.
He laughs and he says, I do not know much about your people. Perhaps an opportunity for me to learn something new.
Maybe I could tell you about that, and you could tell me about dragons.
One thing at a time, Ishi. One thing at a time.
A last question I have, though much more mundane in nature. Of course, feel free to delegate me to somebody who would understand more. I have uncovered artifacts of cultural significance while out in the jungle. Do you know who perhaps would be most interested in those?
Are you looking to sell them or learn more about them?
Perhaps one, perhaps the other. I'm an archaeologist by trade. I would see that they go.
He scowls when you say archaeologist.
Surely you cannot be so indisposed towards us as primarily seekers of knowledge. Lost knowledge.
I have known archaeologists from across the sea before. It is another word for pillager, I think. They come here, take what they find, and return it, not to the people who made it, but to their homes, to show off their bravery, how well they know the jungle. He shakes his head like, meh.
For somebody who values knowledge and learning new things, you make a lot of assumptions about us. No, I wasn't looking to sell it. I was looking to find who does deserve to have it back.
And he nods and he says, deserve is a interesting word to choose. If it is a work of art or a tool, it belongs in the hands of those that made it, but finding those people can be difficult. These sorts of things change hands so many times.
You do not know of a place within the city that values keeping record of the culture?
He laughs and he says, my friend, you are in it. If you leave your artifacts with me, I will see that they are taken to an appropriate recipient. And if we cannot find one, I will keep them here so that all may come and look upon them.
Well then, I suppose as a gesture of good faith towards you, and that we might perhaps have dealings and a mutually beneficial relationship in the future, I would love to leave one with you. And I fish out one of the Chult statues that I have, and I give it to him.
Okay. Yeah, he takes it and he looks at it and he says, interesting. And old, too. You found this in the jungle.
I did.
Where?
If I remember correctly, it was...
Yeah, where did this one come from? I mean, if nobody can remember, it's not super relevant. You could just
I feel like they were from the body. Or the chest that was hidden that we found in the...
That little fox found
Yeah.
in the jungle, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, hidden away by someone for some purpose, though long since stopped looking for it, I'm sure.
And he says, likely stolen, and now taken from the thief who had it. I will try to find a home for this. Thank you. You have surprised me, and I am very old, and hard to surprise.
I'm sure there is much more that I could tell you, but not for now. I understand you're a very busy man, and we have taken up enough of your time already. And I bow and do the proper bow because I worship Severus as well.
So the next time you visit, the next time you're like interacting with Grandfather Zatembe, make sure that if you make a roll, you have advantage on it. Basically, you've like inspiration you can spend on him.
Okay, I will note that.
Cool. All right.
And for everybody else, we will sell the other one because I don't want to have my character bond like totally ruin you out of 50 gold.
Doesn't matter to me. 50 gold is whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's D&D. You're going to be just like fucking rolling in it shortly. But I mean, yeah, that's the thing. As players, I think, and obviously I'm the one with the least at stake here. I think that we're all probably more prioritizing playing your character over like extra gold for the.
We're not interested in the extra like 15 gold each. It would be if it would be better for you to do a character thing. 100%.
That said, what's it going to take for a smasher of monsters to get a +1 maul? What's it going to take, Adam?
You cannot buy such a thing.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because
I know, right?
magic items are worth something, and you need to go and find someone who has them, and get them. Though to be fair, I believe there are some more detailed rules about making or whatever getting magic items, which I promise I will read, and I will come back to you. Okay.
It costs money to find the people who've got them. It's an investment.
Yeah, because my whole means of expression as a barbarian lies in a particular implement of death, and I want to
by the way, wherever we're walking to next, I show Little Fox the spoils of my thievery.
Yeah, and she like frowns, shakes her head,
What?
like walks faster to leave you behind.
Hey!
Disapproving shuffle.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, don't go stealing stuff. It's bad.
So would you like to do more things in Port Nyanzaru, or do you feel like you're ready to meet with Azaka and head out?
Dinosaur racing.
I mean, that's a thing that happens in Port Nyanzaru, yes.
So just to weigh in personally on this, while I do think we have an interesting quest that I would love to go and do, I have a feeling that is the kind of quest that we're going to find information on doing other things. That is a go out into the jungle and see, and I think we should look for a more targeted goal.
We have to go see the person in Orlanga.
In Orlanga seems like the thing that will get us closest to our main quest.
Shall we consult the map of Chult?
I think that is, yeah.
So if you are to set out for Orlanga, there is lots of jungle between here and there. There's Camp Righteous, Camp Vengeance. Mbala is right there, and then you can either from Mbala go to Aldani Basin or Orlanga.
What was Mbala?
I don't think we've ever made a check about Mbala. Let me look, and then if there's any information that you would just know, I can tell it to you, but I might also have you roll. So Mbala, let's see here. I think Mbala is just like some ruins as far as you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you found Mbala from the map, right? That cartographer's map that was like, Mbala is here. So I think the name just to you is like, you know it to be like ruins in the jungle, but you don't know much else about it.
Right, and the map was what we found in that chest, actually.
I think that's how that works.
Found. And then the statues were from Firefinger or something.
Yeah.
I have a proposal for you, Adam.
Yeah.
Now, with the advent of #Xanathar's Guide,
no, Mbala was on the map already, but anyway, yeah, go ahead.
The process of finding these side quests, I think, sounds like it might be covered quite well by the rules for carousing.
Mm-hmm.
If we take some time and spend some gold to live in the city for a while, we can find out if we make any allied contacts,
Mhm.
and those could potentially be quest givers.
Yep, I have some Tomb of Annihilation specific like rumors and stuff too that I am happy to hand out as a result of carousing.
Yeah. My suggestion to the group would be that we kind of spread out the stuff that we've been role playing and kind of take a week of downtime
Yeah.
to carouse and gather all of the side quests, because I want to have.
Well, you're not
as
going to
many-
end up getting like I don't want to just be like you carouse up all the side quests because there's a lot of like extra stuff,
No.
and I'll
It
feed that
depends how
out to
well
you
we
as
roll.
we go. But
Yeah.
if you want to research or look into the stuff you already have like quests on, that's certainly possible.
That's
Okay, so-
ideal.
Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah. How would you like to deal with?
I still want to find red side quest, even though Grandpa, decided to.
Maybe you'll carouse your way into his company.
Okay, so there's rumors. I think that what we can do is we'll just use because I haven't read all the downtime stuff. I don't want to implement something I haven't read yet.
Okay. No, technical.
So, if you want to, we can just have everybody while you're in town. Like we do the thing where you're just like kind of hanging out and eating and drinking and like interacting with people. Everybody can make a single like information gathering check, and then I'll roll
Yeah.
to see what rumors you pick up.
All right, that sounds good.
Does that sound
I
good?
would love to
Okay,
do that.
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
All right, so everybody make a wisdom check, insight if you have the skill, DC 15, please.
I have a +5.
You do, yeah. Now, all right, Ishi gets a rumor, okay. Malik definitely gets one. Nice work. Okay, all right. So Ishi and Malik, you both pick up rumors during your time in the city. So let me roll for each of you.
I get a very important, you could say, critical rumor.
Try that again. There we go. Okay. All right. So 79. So Ishi, you learn. And where are you? What is your partying like?
Ishi.
What do you do when you carouse? What does
Ishi-
Ishi's time look like?
I mean, Ishi spends some time in the Thunder Lizard tavern, and then probably actually a fair amount of time on her own like old little pathways and stuff. Like there's plenty of like roadways and back alleys and that kind of place where like she knows somebody from the time she's lived in Chult and like goes to say hi and spread the wealth a little bit or what have you. I mean, she's a pretty rich urchin right now. So there's other people who need that, and like of course Little Fox is welcome to come as well.
Okay.
That's kind of it.
Sure. So I think you learn. I will read, and then I'll also post the rumor for you if you want to copy it. You learn that a ruined city lies somewhere up the river Tath, past Kahakla Gorge. Supposedly, no one has been able to explore past the gorge, but you heard that that's not true. Someone was like, I know a guy who knows a guy who came back from there. It's just that the few who made it out alive mostly keep quiet about what they found there. This person you're talking to has it on authority that the ruins are guarded by a Naga, who is both wise and generous, if you can earn her favor. So the river Tath is down here somewhere.
And yeah, post that for me so I can copy it somewhere.
So there's your rumor.
I'll put it on the quest list.
Oh, you're gonna put it on the quest log? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
Quest list master.
Oh yeah, the River Tath there.
yeah. So somewhere up the
we
river
would have
Tath,
to take a boat there.
somewhere up the river Tath,
Whoa.
there is a. I mean, if you don't know like what the terrain is here, but there's the Aldani. Like you might be able to get to it this way, but nobody really knows what's in the middle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could take a boat all the way around from the Bay of Chult down past the Mist Cliff and into Jahaka Bay. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you learn. And then what I roll for Dave? 90?
90. Yep.
Okay. So you learn a story. You learn a folk tale. And I don't know, maybe Arcturus. I think Arcturus, you might be there for this one. So, because this is a story that I would love to hear what Arcturus thinks. So basically, you are I think you're talking to like a fisherman, right? He's unloading fish from his boat, and you're having this conversation with him, and he's telling you this story about how long ago in years past, a peaceful tribe of fisher folk known as the Aldani angered Ubtao by catching and eating all the lobsters in the river. Right? Their gluttony, they caught all the lobsters and ate them all. And as punishment for their greed, Ubtao cursed them. And now they've been transformed into monsters that dwell in the Aldani Basin that bears their name. So the Aldani Basin is full of cursed monsters who used to be fisher folk.
Who is this Ubtao?
And he laughs. Right? This fisherman laughs. He's like, what? What do you mean, who is Ubtao?
I've heard mention of Ubtao several times now and have not gotten... I'm not from here, you see, and not quite familiar with, your gods. Ubtao is a god, right?
Of course, Ubtao is a god. Ubtao is the mightiest of gods, god of Chult, richer than Joaquin, smarter than Savras. Ubtao is a mighty lord, lord of the jungle.
And he turned the fisher folk into monsters for eating fish.
No, you fool, for eating all of the fish, lobsters particularly. They are delicious. Do you have lobster where you are from?
Yes.
He laughs. Yes. Well, then you understand why they might become greedy. But eat too much and Ubtao will curse you. For me, and he pats his belly, he says, the only curse I have is to become fat.
So the Aldani Basin also contains maybe some cursed monster fishermen.
Cursed monster fisherman. Yeah. Dangerous business.
Well,
Turn them into horrifying tritons. They're all tritons.
Horrible
Terrible.
fishmen with blue skin and a snooty attitude. So, so that's a story you learn from a fisherman. And
Probably while Arcturus is trying to get some good fresh fish.
Yeah, which is fine. But basically he tells you that story to prove how smart he is, right? To be I never take too much from the sea, so I do not anger Ubtao. He doesn't turn me into some kind of fishman. No offense.
This isn't a curse, This is just how I was hatched.
Yes, I am sure. As there are many different kinds of men who walk upon the earth, I presume there are many different kinds of fishmen who walk below the waves. Some are bad. Some I am sure are good. I have never met them, though I have heard a story that if you catch a magic carp, it will grant you 3 wishes. I am still waiting. I will wish for a more beautiful wife, and to be worthy of a more beautiful wife, and then for gold, I think.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in catching your magical carp. And I think that just as a sign of this guy is funny and I think he's funny and he's also a fisherman. So I probably would give him I'm casting guidance on the guy basically and saying that it's the blessings of the sea upon you.
Yeah, so you cast the spell and he looks at you and he says, What did you do? I feel moist.
It is the blessings of my god, a god of the sea. You are a fisherman. Perhaps this will help you find your magic carp.
And he nods and he says, thank you for making me damp with the power of your god.
Arcturus, we need to talk about this. You need to get consent from people before you go around splashing your blessings all over them. I'm sorry about him. He means very well.
He nods.
Should improve.
He nods and he says, I am sure that Ubtao will forgive me for whatever you have done to me.
As funny as your jokes about moistness are, it doesn't actually get you soaking wet.
No, he just says he feels moist. It's the blessing of his Tishia. For you, it's you feel comfortable. It keeps you from getting dried out. For him, it's all of a sudden he's just I'm a little damp. What's up?
I think we've described it as just flinging water on someone's face.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he feels moist because of
you're
you.
Disgusting.
Listen, I'm just saying.
You're
So the two of you, Malik, you drag Arcturus away from the harbor,
Yes.
and you
Yes,
return.
please. Next time I crit, I want it to be so that Arcturus doesn't weird up whatever.
All
It
right,
just happened
okay.
to be about a fisherman.
Yeah.
That's like
It made sense that you were there. All right, so great, good. Dangerous, cursed creatures in the Aldani Basin, but also maybe wizards.
I'd be interested in following up any of these.
So
I
just for so Malik, when you like, if you share what you would know, I mean, everybody would know a little bit. The Red Wizards of Thay are, depending on who you are and where you live in the world, they are either like boogeymen, right? Don't argue with your grandma, or the Red Wizards will get you and eat out your eyeballs. Or they're like a literal like fascist megocracy that is next door, right? Thay is a country off to the east that is ruled by the Red Wizards, this council of wizards who rule with an iron fist and with dark magic, terrible necromancers, that kind of thing. If you live in Thay and you're like upper class, they are something to aspire to. Everyone else is like their slave, basically, in that kingdom. They're a bad deal.
Really bad news.
Yes.
To the extent where we're probably not the right level to do that side quest.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were the right level for the Terrafolk, and we somehow survived.
so. What I'm hearing from the quests that we have
Yes.
is that going down the river Soshantar, checking out both of those camps, and maybe if we're not dead, trying to go to either Oralunga or the Aldani Basin, both of which would be accessible down that river.
Potentially. We don't know where the source of River Soshanstar is.
But that's that direction.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the last thing that we should check before we leave is we're going to have to ask Azaka whether she still wants to come with us. We did kind of say that she should be our guide after this, but if she doesn't want to, we can pick up another guide, see if they have a quest in that direction, or peruse the quests that they have and see which one is in that direction.
As
'Cause
Azaka was the one to suggest the seer in Oralunga, I would like to have her with us for that.
Oh, also I figured out what the X on the map was. There's an X that has no label for you.
Yeah.
This was the X that you found on the map. That's that
Right.
unknown, like something is there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Does anyone else have any other
Sandbox.
directionary
No.
suggestions? Okay.
No, that sounds good.
So we
check
need
with
to
Azaka when
get
we-
rations, find out what's happening with our guide, and I don't think that any of us can really afford to level up any kind of gear or anything.
I don't really think so. I think it's rations and supplies, and maybe rent a canoe this time.
Yeah, I don't wear armor, so it's not really an issue for me
Mm-hmm.
in terms of my gear.
Yeah, the person who's most likely to get physical upgrades like that is you. So
Yeah,
you've
I
got-
can't afford them right now. So we just need rations, and you can check and see if a canoe is feasible. Funds wise.
Sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I already did all my little bookkeeping and whatnot around rations. I'm all sorted. I bought 3 candles with my 3 copper pieces.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, let's check in with Azaka, see whether that's the direction we're going in for certain, and then we can look at the canoe.
Okay.
Right.
How much are rations so I can purchase some
5 silver
for one?
for one.
5
And it's-
silver per day. So
And it's 10 silver is 1 gold.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 silver. 2 rations of gold.
Okay. So you can buy as many rations as you can carry, or whatever as you want to. Just make sure you're keeping within your weight limits. And then for other gear, the going rate, just for future like figuring out, the going rate for a canoe is, let me see, Port Yanzaru.
I can only get 10 rations without being encumbered.
Yeah.
So
I think it's in chapter 1.
I am carrying 30 rations.
Damn.
oh, cool.
So I can maybe help you out if
there
you
it is.
start.
Buying a special item. Okay, buying a canoe in Port Nyanzaru is 50 gold.
I have enough to buy a canoe.
Okay. Solid.
And yeah, Blooch, I can carry your rope. So I have 2 ropes.
Yeah. And if you need to, you can portage the canoe too, right? It just means like slower going and whatever, but it's certainly possible if you get to a point where you need to leave the river.
Yeah, do you want whatever it is, 15 gold, 6 silver off each of us to get the canoe?
Yeah, let's split it evenly. So I go down to 35 gold, 6 silver.
Was that sound you being like, I don't want to go in a canoe?
Yes.
Well, it's non-negotiable. The party is buying a canoe. You're paying your even share of it.
But
You can swim along next to it if you want,
How much am I
etc.
paying for the canoe, guys?
15 gold,
Oh, easy.
3 silver pieces.
I have to pay for something I don't want to use. That's fine.
It's okay.
Welcome to life. I have to pay for something.
No, I won't punish you for having that thing.
Yeah.
But it gives you opportunities to think of it as a
Wait.
burning wheel situation. You have opportunities to be like, cool, I am feeling sick and terrible, and I'm not happy about this.
So we just bought a 50 gold canoe, or was it 60?
50.
50.
Yes.
So it's 12 gold, 5 silver each,
Yes.
Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss out the number? But that's fine.
Listen, you gotta give Joaquin her due.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay,
that's cool.
so 12 gold, 5 silver. and
Otherwise, she
15
won't have a
gold.
nice dress for when she goes for dinner with Grazed.
Who's Grazed?
Just old weird art of Joaquin.
Yeah.
All right, so so let's take a break here because we're due one, and when we start, we can have a brief conversation with Azaka and then head on down the river.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Stick around. We have lots more Tomb of Annihilation when we return.